was always my youngest sister, she's 1 year younger than me.
So you guys went to the same.
We always stayed in the same area, but when it came to us going to the same school, I don't know how that worked because she stayed in South Carolina, I think, a few times, and so we were never really in the same school at the same time. It was very weird how that worked out. We were always moving around. My mom, technically she was a nomad, I guess. We never stayed in one location for more than a year or two, and we moved to another location.
And she wasn't in the military?
No. Nomad. That's why I use the word nomad.
Okay. Which that's what that.
But it was frustrating.
You guys kind of just moved around.
Yeah, it'd be frustrating. It'd be like I was in the military because I could never keep friends because I was always either moving to a different district or moving to a different city or a different state. So, but we.
So was your dad present?
No, not at all. I gave him that opportunity when I became a teenager, right before I got out of high school.
Okay, so you hadn't saw your dad or met your dad.
I didn't stand in front of my dad and talk to him.
Until the age of?
17.
Oh. Okay.
I knew he existed.
Okay.
At the age of, I want to say 11 or 12. But, sometimes when parents are angry, they say things they don't need to be saying.
Right.
So for a while, up until 12, I told you about my daddy died in the Army. Because that was what I was told in an argument of where my daddy at.
Okay, so, and this is what you thought until
he shows up on a bike, on my motorcycle, talking to my mom while I'm playing basketball.
And you said,
when you
who is that?
Yeah, like, hey, who's this dude talking to you? Because at this age, boys get air in their chest, so they figure they can just talk to their mama like.
And you were like 17 at this point.
Nope, I was 11.
Oh, you were
at this
11.
point.
Oh, okay.
And then she slid up and said that was your dad because she pointed at me.
Okay, so when she pointed, you were like
who this dude? Okay. Yeah, who this dude that you pointing at me? She said that was your dad, and then she realized what she said. And I had a big issue about that. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to confront my mom about it. It's a little embarrassing, And got
what
to
did
the
she
apartment.
say?
I ain't gotta tell you nothing. Pretty much. Yeah, that's your daddy. And I'm like, well, you lied to me. So we made a big scene going back to the apartment. Long story short, I came back out with a black eye. I went back to play basketball. So we leave it at that.
Okay. And she really didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I said leave it alone. So yeah.
Okay.
Again, you're little. You're about to be a teenager. You get a little egg in your chest. So often, so. Just being honest, that happens.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I have a son. I know. Marie, you have one too. We know about that family.
Yeah. So later on, he did come. I was too afraid to say anything to him. I was in my.
When you say later.
Maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, he showed up. But I was in my room. And I was laying in the bed doing something, and then I heard him. It was like in the morning. I didn't fully get up yet. I heard him talking. My mama talking to him. Yeah, he's in go talk to him. So I played sleep because I didn't know what to do. So you lay there, you kind of got your eye halfway open.
Right.
So I'm looking at a silhouette.
Because you knew he was coming.
Yeah. So I'm looking at a silhouette in the doorway, and I'm like to myself, begging him, just come and nudge me, come say something. And I get up and pretend I'm sleeping. Hey, Dad, blah blah blah, and have a conversation with the man, but. He was like, nah, just come back later. He's asleep. She was like, nah, wake him up. He's like, nah, come back later. And I was like, missed opportunity. Should have did something. So.
Did that bother you for a long time?
Oh, that bothered me for a minute, but I had other problems to worry about. So that was put in the back door because I wasn't the only kid that didn't have a dad, So it wasn't an issue. It was almost the norm, which is not good. So then after that, fast forward to 5 more years. Now I'm probably 5 or 6 more years. Now I'm 17 years old.
So you hadn't seen him after that point, that particular day.
Yeah.
You didn't see him again for years later?
Mm-hmm. No phone calls, no communications, none of that. Mostly because I was scared,
Is it no phone calls on your behalf or no phone calls that he made?
He didn't make any phone calls, period. So I would say no phone calls on my behalf. But back then, I don't think nobody really running around with cell phones.
Right.
I remember this is back in like early 80s, So.
Probably had them big, huge phones.
He had all that. Had the Jay-Z phone with the antenna that Reese is stealing on your car.
Yeah, the big.
That's why everybody you seen with them phones had drop top.
Yeah. Those huge phones.
But
They could put them in their pocket.
yes, so
Okay.
yeah,
So
I
then
didn't meet
what-
him again until I was about 17. I was on my way out the door. I had some very hard decisions to make. And
Now, when you say hard decisions, what exactly were those hard decisions?
leaving my family. My mom got on drugs, so pretty sure everybody's had that story as well. And it got bad. I saw the signs and tried to prevent it. Didn't get much support, even from my siblings. They all was like.
Because you still had the kids, all the rest of the kids were in that.
Yeah.
And you were the oldest.
Yes.
So a lot of pressure.
Yeah. So
Okay.
high school, I never wanted to leave.
Were you working?
Yes, I had 2 jobs.
Where'd you work?
Worked at McDonald's. I first worked at a restaurant. I was a cook, not a cook, but I was in the back doing the potato prepping. So people that wanted baked potatoes, they made the baked potatoes, a little bit of cleaning and stuff like that. But I wasn't like on the grill. Maybe once or twice they showed me a recipe to try to cook, so I could send it up. But then that became a problem because it started conflicting when we wanted to play sports. And then after that,
Did you end up playing sports?
yeah, I chose the sports over the job because this is when I got a different job. I thought I was gonna get a different job.
Okay.
I've always been.
So how were you all eating?
See, well, if the food stamps didn't get sold, then I always had jobs dealing with food. I would just bring food home.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was always bringing something home from work.
Because I was saying, as the oldest, you probably felt
Yeah,
a responsibility towards your younger siblings.
Mm-hmm. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So this is what you were dealing with.
Oh yeah.
When Dad came.
Yeah, at 15 is when we kind of dispersed everything. Everything, like my sisters went stayed with my aunt. I think my baby sister and my baby brother stayed with my mom. I left. We got into a huge argument. Police got called. So I'm done. You gotta make a decision. It's gonna be this or me. So I chose that. Roger that. So I left. I've been since I was 15, bouncing around from different family members and still going to school, still working 2 jobs.
Oh wow!
Until they found out. I learned the conflict of interest. I understood what that meant. I never knew that word ever existed.
How did you learn that?
Working at McDonald's and then working at Burger King.
You worked at both at the same time?
Yes. One pays every week. The other one paid every 2 weeks. I had to have continuous cash flow coming in to
That
make
was
sure.
actually smart. I think that was actually
Burger King
smart.
paid every week. McDonald's paid every 2 weeks. So
that way you had a check coming in
I had a check
every
coming
week.
in just in case something happened. I can take care of some issues.
Right.
Yeah, and kids didn't understand that, which is why
you had adult issues.
That's why I didn't want to leave.
Problems, right?
That's why I didn't want to leave high school because I knew I knew what life was like, and I didn't want to. I wasn't ready for it. So I used to laugh at kids that complain about their mom didn't get the car. Like I ran to school every day, and that was only because the bus would get there too late for breakfast. Yeah, because the bus comes to pick us up, makes all this route. By the time we get to the school, we got 5 minutes to get to class. By the time my bus got there,
Okay.
So
you
book bag full of books. I ran to school every morning, and then walked home. I will have to calculate. I'm gonna say maybe 3 miles. Maybe 3 miles.
Wow.
Yeah,
Every morning.
If I wanted to eat breakfast. Other than that, I just catch the bus. Like, okay, I'll be good. I got something in my book bag or whatever I can make it to lunch. That wasn't a big issue. But yeah, that's what I did almost every morning. I looked at it as a plus because I also ran track, so this kept me in shape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I looked at it. I didn't look at it as a bad thing. Okay, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I keep my workout going, and then I can eat breakfast when I'm in the long run that I did. And I beat my bus there.
Wow.
So I didn't look much past it. After a while, I stopped looking at things in a negative light. But because of me being a kid and not having no real mentorship, I was constantly seeking it. And because I was constantly seeking it, you find all the wrong people. Everyone's got a hidden agenda.
All the wrong people.
All the wrong people that mentor.
Find,
the kind you shouldn't be finding as a kid. I'll put it that way. So everyone's got hidden agendas. When you're looking for a father figure, they're looking for something else.
Right.
So those are so anybody that it's make sure you got people in your pocket that actually look out for your best interests versus people who are just trying to.
How do you know?
You don't. But when you see signs, and you will feel them, you'll feel them before you see them. If things don't feel right, leave. You don't think things are going the way they should go, don't wait to see what's going to happen. That's your body telling you that's that natural instinct that you need to get up out of here and just go. Or you can stay away from that person. So those things are, tell everybody to trust your gut when you're young, because that's straight nature right there. It's telling you, you need to get out of this situation. Even with kids that hang out with bad kids. If you feel like this is a bad situation, you need to be ghost. Because they don't even care nowadays. You don't even have to be the one that committed the crime. You can be the one that knew the crime happened, and now you're an accessory.
And now you're an accessory.
Yeah. So, and a lot of kids don't look at it that way. Look, I didn't do anything. I didn't break into the school. But you knew it got broken into. And you didn't report it to nobody. So you were an accessory to it. And they quick to do that with black kids.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Just from learning that, I've learned to I was very negative. Hence the reason I used to always either get to fight, so I just be real quiet. But I was very gifted from what the teachers told me. But I didn't feel comfortable in AG classes.
So how were your grades?
Grades were excellent. I didn't have a problem with grades because I didn't do anything. I didn't go outside much. The kids that I hung out with were younger than me. I never really hung out with nobody my age.
How come?
I couldn't find a relation.
Why is that?
I couldn't because I was.
No problem.
I couldn't find any connection with any teenagers in my high school other than sports. It was either I was hanging out with kids younger than me because I didn't want them. I needed them to have some type of positive role model, so that's why I hung out with them. Or I hung out with older people so that I can see how older, adults act. Because that's what it was either little kids or adults. I never hung out with any teenagers unless it was a sports-related thing. And it's because I couldn't find a real connection because I felt everything they argued about was petty. Everything they complained about was petty. Like, you really complaining about that? At least you got a mom that wakes up and cooks for you.
Yeah, right.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not coming home kicking drug dealers out your house. So what are you complaining about? Okay, you're poor. That's good. At least you're poor with everybody else. At least your mom is actually doing something. You know what I'm saying? My mom is going through a phase right now. Very, very selfish phase. I can't fault her for it. She had to make that decision. She has to go through it. It took somebody to tell me, like, if you want somebody to get better, sometimes you gotta let them go. And that was a hard thing for me, as this is my mom. I've known her when she used to tell me I was the man of the house because there was nobody there. But that's a comforting thing too for ladies that say that to you young boys. Don't ever tell your young boy he the man of the house, because then he gonna act like that. So then when you find a man and you want to bring him in that house, you just not created a very, very dangerous environment between the boy and this new guy you brought. Because technically you don't know this man. You know what I'm saying? So your son's first initial goal is to protect his mama and to protect the house because you told him he's the man of the house. We take that very seriously, especially if your mom is telling you this. So it's best to tell your child where he at. You a child, and keep it there. Don't never put him anything above that. You are a child. You will always be a child. That way he doesn't get the impression that he needs to be doing something other than being a kid. And I know we put a lot of strain.
That's so important. That's a good point. Bring that.
It's a struggle.
A lot of maybe single parents
and that's what I'm
raising
getting.
young men do say that.
Don't say that.
That you're the man of the house.
You put him in harm's way. Because now he's running around talking about he the man. And then he starts seeing other men, well, that's how men act, and now he can start emulating that because my mama said I'm the man in the house. And it may not be a good environment for the men, or it might be not a good male role models in the vicinity in which this young man is growing up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So regardless of what you say, he sees men telling women, shut up, you can't tell me what to do. What do you think is going to happen to you next? When you say something to him crazy, he's 15 years old. You can't tell him what to do. 15. And now you got some 15s that still do that. But now he's doing that with that elevated privilege you gave him of being the man of the house. So words are dangerous.
And then there's a problem.
And then you got two options. You're either going to bust him upside the head, because it's going to be an altercation, and then that further elevates the problem. Because I understand as black people, we don't have the words or sometimes the resources to articulate what we're trying to really say to our kids. You know, and I think that's a huge step that we need to start doing. Take time to be patient.